winter storm in New York. Snow dropping down from the trees. Everything's going a bit crazy. This is not weather to be outside and exploring. So let's go inside. Yeah. Hey. So this is it. This is my new studio. It's a little bit of a mess. So give me one moment while I get it sort of sorted out in order, and I'll show you around. What is up, guys? Andrew here, and welcome to Comic Booker, all things comics from a creator. So welcome to my new studio. You may recall I moved out of my old place last year. It's a really long and complicated story, so I'll just link to that up here. Before we begin, a little bit of a caveat. The books still aren't like 100% where I want it to be. Everything's sort of like I've been putting it up slowly over the course of the last few months while I juggle my day job, my comics gigs, and all the other stuff I do. So it's not like the most polished studio, and I think that's okay because I figured maybe you guys want to see like something that's just a little more real. It's messy, it's gonna be messy, but also it gets the job done. Now, I do a lot of my professional work on the iPad Pro, mostly because I tend to have to be mobile. So actually, like my general setup, I don't usually need more than an iPad in order to get going with my work. However, when I do have time to be at home and to focus and do some deep work, I do want an environment that really supports that. And a studio is like really important. I think if you've seen other artist studios out there, you'll notice that there tends to be a lot of inspiration all over the place. You want to have like books, toys, cool visuals, and various things that you can just pull from and get you going and help sort of kickstart that process of being creative. Let's just get into it. Okay, cool. All right, we'll begin with the center of my setup. This is the Studio Designs drafting table, and it is a glass drafting table with a really nice blue adjustable cutting mat on top of it. Woo! I've got a green side over here, and I've also got a blue side here. And this is where, whether I'm working traditionally or digitally, this has a little lip over here which allows me to hold all my pages and do comics work. Usually I have this down and horizontal as like a desk setup, but when I have a long work session, I usually like to put it up at an angle because that's so much healthier for your spine. I try to keep it clean because the cleaner it is, the more receptive the space is for me to make something on it. Next to the drafting table, you're gonna see a table. And this has a bunch of stuff on it. Here is a stack of books that I picked up at the recent Mocha Arts Fest. It's a lot of cool little indie books, manga, zines, you know, just to enjoy, but also like to get ideas from. Next to that, I have a sketchbook. I'm reading Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, A Way of Being right now. It's a really fun book. I have a bunch of comics. Usually it's a rotating stack of comics. My favorite thing right now is the Batman Dylan Dog 80-pager, which just came out from DC Comics. It's art by Gigi Cabanyago. Yeah, I could probably talk about each comic in this pile over here, but there's a lot. Over here, you have two stacks of postcards. James Jean's Mimu, which is a postcard collection of his paintings. I have Mimu 2, I have Mimu 3. I don't have Mimu 1 yet. They're a little expensive. I think they're $60 each. So when I have extra money, I'm gonna buy more cool stuff. Over here is one of the most useful things I have ever spent on. This is called a canvas lamp. This was advertised to me on Instagram a lot, but it's been really useful, especially for content creation. I have this sort of adjustable light here, which a phone can clamp onto. So if I'm making like reels or videos, time-lapse stuff of me drawing, I just clamp it onto this thing over here, position it over my drawing, and then just forget that I'm filming. I can just draw. As you can see here, this giant mess is a lot of art materials, whoops, that are overflowing with too much stuff because I can't stop buying art materials. You'll see the majority of it is microns and fine line pens. I love those. I also have this giant stack over here of ballpoint pens because I find that to be like a really, really useful tool just for drafting and for working out sketches and stuff without being tempted to erase and go back on it. Pencils, watercolor markers over here. I actually have a stack over here of like wet media. Here is a Nitram water activated charcoal, which it's a new tool I'm trying to learn. Alex Madlib suggested this when we went to his talk last month. This is a Schminke set, a watercolor set. This is the portable set that I usually bring with me when I'm running around the city or going to coffee shops and stuff. I love it. It's super useful. I bought this in London. It's really hard to get, but the paint is super high quality and it's what I use most of the time. These are the Holbein cake colors that I got in Japan. Freaking love these. I think they're somewhere between watercolor and gouache. The reason I got these is because this is what Peach Momoko was using when I met her last year in San Diego Comic-Con. And basically, when I went to Japan, I just went out and like looked for the cake colors. They're super great. Over here is a mug, my favorite coffee mug with a bunch of brushes. Some of these are oil painting brushes. Some of these are watercolor. It's really a big mix. Pro White, walnut inks, washi tape, bunch of random stuff. But you get the idea. It's a staging ground for what I need. And then over here is where I actually do the work. And I just pull stuff from here to here, whether it's inspiration or materials. Oh, and over here is a camera that I use for work. This is the Lumix S5. It's something that I also use from time to time here on this channel, just so I can practice using it. So I'm good at it when I'm using it for work. It's got a beautiful big lens and I don't use it enough. Honestly, like most of my videos are done on the iPhone or on a webcam. But you know, you use what you can to get whatever you need done. Next to the desk, you're gonna see a bookcase. This bookcase is, again, randomly stocked. There's some Katsuya Terado books, Frank Quitely's sketchbook, some Blue Period, which I'm on volume 2. Don't spoil it, it's amazing. I'm reading it all. Here's some of my first book, Kare Kare Comics, Writers and Comics Art Sketching. Again, it's like not organized the way I want, but you know, it's also nice to be able to just pull stuff out. Up there at the top, you're gonna see a statue of Master Hideo Kojima. I got that little toy at the Tokyo Game Show when I went. I just, you know, I find it super inspiring to see a toy of a creator. On the other side of the drafting table, you're gonna see this stack of supplies, which I don't feel like are super organized, but it'll do. That's a weighing scale because I'm trying to lose weight, so I weigh in every morning on that. These are like important documents for taxes, stuff like that, health insurance. Basically, tech stuff is in here. Up here is some watercolor stuff, some gouache stuff. I have too much watercolor stuff, but like this is like a lot of like random stuff that I might use. Here's extra copies of my DC books that the publisher sent me. Here is a colored pencil set. Over here is a pack of Copic markers that I also sometimes use in like a session. Some watercolor paper, Kuretake Gansai. This is a Morpho book, which is useful when I forget little bits of anatomy and I'm just trying to remember. Chainsaw Man, the latest version, I'm excited to dig into this one. A toy that I got at Singapore Toy Fair. This here, up here, is really important, and this is next to my desk. This is a scanner. It's a large format scanner, which can handle 11 by 17 pages, the standard comic size. And this is a printer, which also will, you know, help me when I'm working on traditional stuff or when I'm going to do test pages. It's wireless, so it doesn't need to be connected to the computer setup, but I'll show you the computer setup in a little bit. But basically, it accepts stuff from the iPad or the main computer, depending on what I need to print. Random stock of boxes. Again, this is like some document stuff. This is like a box full of stickers. This is like a cool mask and some stands. And I hate that it looks so ugly, but I'll show you guys anyway. That's sort of what it looks like. Under that is like a dresser full of clothes. So yeah, you need to see my clothes. Okay, over here we have really awesome images. So this is a map of the Ghibli Museum that I got when I visited it. It is drawn by Hayao Miyazaki himself, and it's got, you know, it's a pencil, pen, and watercolor piece, which gives you a sense of like how big the entire place is. I just really like seeing it because that place gave me such a good vibe. It was a place to be inspired and be creative, and you know, I want this place to be like that too. Over here we have a lot of pages of Tradd Moore's Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise miniseries. I just really like the shapes. I just want to have stuff up. Here is a postcard that I put together for the place that I work. This is a drawing of Will Prochacho, created by one of the younger Filipino comics artists today, Don Aguillo. This is a signed print by Olivier Coipel. This is a print by Jim Chung, another by Todd Nauk, and these are some Rafael Grampa posters that he signed for me when I met him. Above the desk, pages from Crisis on Infinite Earths #1. This is the first comic that I remember ever reading, and actually it's in my comic Secret Heart Attack where I talk a little bit about it, but it's just nice to have the George Perez pages sort of like hanging up here for me to be inspired by. And just to remember just how magical comics were the first time I saw them. And a few more posters. This is definitely by Jerome Opeña. This also my favorite Akira Jubilee crossover. Yeah, Godzilla up there, some more Olivier Coipel, some Gustav Klimt. And down here is a couple of oil paintings that I did when I was in Dan Yeno's class. I took his class for 2 years. I loved oil painting. And I wasn't able to keep all the academic paintings I made, but these are a couple of them. This is a set of 3 paintings that I worked on in collaboration with the artist Ezra Cohen. Actually, we were both in abstract class. He was with Knox Martin, I was with Frank O'Kane. Yeah, I just really like how these paintings look as a triptych. And here is the second bookcase. And this has a lot of stuff. This has some Kim Jung-gi stuff, some James Jean stuff, Katsuya Tarada, a lot of cool stuff. I have a huge bunch of Dave McKean stuff because I love Dave McKean. I wish this were better organized, but there's some Grant Morrison stuff. I love all of that stuff. So little Neil Gaiman stuff, Alan Moore, Jonathan Hickman. It's really a grab bag, but you know, there's a lot to read. Over here is a little spirit wishing bowl that my friend Saad got from me from the Middle East. And here are 2 darumas that I got in Japan. If you don't know what daruma is, basically you get this and then you kind of make a wish that you are gonna work towards. And so this is financial security. We'll see if I can achieve that. And this is like a comics career. So, you know, it's kind of happening. I'm gonna, when I feel like it's finally, you know, I finally made it, I'm gonna put a dot here and complete his eye to signify that the wish had been complete. I've had other darumas in the past, but they just keep getting completed slowly and surely. So here are a bunch of sketchbooks. Here are a bunch more sketchbooks. I really need a good sketchbook storage solution because I just have too many sketchbooks now and they just keep adding up. And they're kind of haphazardly organized. Down there are loose comic books. This is a painting by my old painting teacher, Peter Cox. And under that is some more random books. Over there, it just looks so bad, but I'm gonna show you that it looks bad. It's like a random bunch of like sketchbook storage, some giant books that I don't know where to put them yet, icebreakers, some storage over here, and gosh, camera equipment. A lot of camera equipment over there. Okay, so that's the bookcase, and next to it is my computer setup. And And that's right next to a bed. So just FYI, it's all just one giant room where everything's kind of in one line. But you get the idea. My main computer setup, let's talk about it a little bit. Over here is the Yeti microphone that I use to record most of the stuff I put together. Especially when I am on a live stream, that's what I'm using. Up there, you're gonna see a Logitech webcam. That's a 4K webcam, which I use for basically all my streaming whenever I'm working from home and I do Zoom calls and stuff like that. But also the intro of this video and the outro is usually filmed on that 4K webcam over there. I have two screens. This is the screen that's connected to my MacBook Pro M2 Max, and that's a laptop that I bought last year. I started saving for it when my PC started dying during COVID, and that's basically my main workhorse machine. That's what I edit all these videos on, and it's also what I edit a bunch of comics pages on, and like when I do pre-press and put together stuff, that's the machine that handles the bulk of that work. We have a portable keyboard, portable trackpad, a little bit of a mouse. Over here is the fun stuff. So this is just a cheap Roku TV, and it's connected to my Steam Deck over here and the Nintendo Switch over there in the back. So I've got a little gaming setup when I need to escape the world. Right now I'm super obsessed with Monster Hunter, so I'm playing Monster Hunter World on the Steam Deck and I'm playing Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch. But yeah, that's the main TV that I watch it on, and if I just need to veg out, this is like the best place because I just like face that corner and boom, I'm playing gaming and stuff. And you'll notice a few post-its up there right now. It says things to do, and that Secret Heart Attack. There's the YouTube script, some video recording stuff, just good stuff. This is like a liquid wall. Basically, post-its will come up there and post-its will go down, but it's stuff to remind me of stuff. I also have another post-it area over here, notes to myself to be inspired. This is a cute little tiger print by Brenda Berkman. She was a firefighter at World Trade Center during 9/11, and now she's a printmaker at the Art Students League where I work, where I've studied. Oh yeah, and I should probably talk about this chair. So this is the one chair I have in the room. It's an IKEA chair, and it rolls, and it's really rolly, and it's really convenient. Oh, and one more thing. I just got a delivery. I didn't expect to do this for this video, but the timing is super excellent while I'm filming this. Let me go get the boxes outside and then bring it in, and then let's open it up together. Just got these delivered. I'm very excited because I had to hold off on these because obviously I was between apartments. Now I'm in a new one. I can finally order stuff. Check it out. Woo! Let's restock. We're gonna bring it back into the store. We're gonna put it on our website, and yeah, you can pick it up for those of you who've been asking. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed this look into my studio space. This will probably change and morph and evolve as I tweak it in the coming year, as new projects come in, as I get new books and materials and tools. So I might do another studio tour in the future when there's like a big change. But yeah, this is what it is right now. If you have some tips to share or ideas on how to organize your own creative space, let me know down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.